Hey everyone, it's Vintage Vinny, and I have an antique store, thrift store, and eBay haul to share with you all today. Before I get started with that, I kind of want to talk to you all about something that's been going on. It's nothing bad, just something that I've had on my mind and something that I've been thinking about recently. So about last week or so, I had a couple of really early shifts, and I basically napped for an hour and was up for hours after that. And it was really giving me some time to think about what I really want to do with my life. So if you follow me on Instagram, I found this really cool sign at Marshall's. It was $2.99. It's about ambition, and the definition of ambition according to this is an earnest desire for some type of achievement or distinction, as power, honor, fame, or wealth, and the willingness to strive for its attainment. The reason that I bought this is because in the last few weeks, I've really been thinking about what I want to do in my life, because, I'm not going to want to live with my parents forever. I'm not going to want to you know, I want to be independent because I do kind of have a bit of an independence to me. But, I guess maybe I'll take you guys back to when I was in high school. I took one of my science courses I took was forensic science. And I had already loved the show, Forensic Files, from the time I was little, even though it waked me out all the way up until I was probably 17, 18 years old. So I took the course and I said, I really want to do this. So I was going to originally go into college and do a forensics degree, chemistry, stuff like that. I'm not a math person. I've never been one, and I get made fun of for my math skills all the time. Now, don't get me wrong. I can do pretty basic math, like, I bring up on the register. I can count money and stuff like that. But, I wanted to do that. So I graduated in 2013, and I said, okay, I'm going to go into school and I'm going to get my criminal justice degree, and I'll work my way up towards the university. So, because I started a community, and then I was going to work my way up to a university after my associates. So I felt good. I was going right into college. I said, I'm not going to be one of those other people who just change their majors constantly. So I knew exactly what I wanted to do at the time. And then after my grandmother passed, and that has been over a year now. This is my maternal grandmother, not my paternal grandmother. My paternal grandmother's 7-year anniversary was, what was it, 9 days ago? So I hadn't been to school in a year because, it just, all the stuff that we had to take care of financially just couldn't, it didn't add up. So I said, I won't go to school for the year. I'll just go to work, which I was fine with. So, in the last year, I'd said, why don't I go into reselling? Because 2 years ago, if you remember, I went down to the resellers meetup in Texas for the green room. I signed up for that. And I really like talking to a bunch of people who are like-minded and everything. But I felt that the group was more, depending on who you were talking to, they were pushing more towards retail arbitrage, which is perfectly fine. But I like the thrill of the hunt when I go to thrift stores and flea markets and stuff like that because, my passion, especially on this channel, is vintage. And I buy stuff that's not vintage too and sell that. Of course, you've seen with my FBA sales reports that I used to do. So I went down there and I really enjoyed it. And I saw so many people that were doing this full time. And, it said to me, I can do this too if I wanted to. So I said I was going to go do that for a while, and then I kept thinking about it then and saying, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How am I going to make my rent and everything like that? Like, I was worrying to death. Like, I'm a warrior. If you ever met me, there's a difference, though. There's the warrior, somebody who fights in battles. No, I'm the warrior, the one who thinks about everything and overwhelms myself for no reason. So after the green room meetup, I came back and said I wanted to do reselling full time, and that was almost 2 years ago now. So I said, okay, I'll do that, and I'll see what I can do. I'll work my way up. And I was going to actually finish my associate's degree, and then I just said, no. So then my friend introduced me to the idea of being a vet technician because that's what she had been wanting to do because where she lives, she has a vet office that she can literally walk to. And she loves animals. She's an animal enthusiast. She absolutely loves it. So she introduced me to that, and I said, okay, maybe I'll just do that. So for the last year or so, while we were working together, we kept thinking about it and talking about it, and we were going to go and take placement tests, and then we were given the wrong dates for certain testing, and then the classes had already started, and just a bunch of stuff unfolded that we weren't anticipating. So we backed off from that, and then I had to resign my position from Home Goods because I moved here to where I am now, where there's only a Marshall's. So I haven't talked to her since, and she actually doesn't work for Home Goods either. She actually used to work for, I think it was like a doggy daycare. I don't know where she's at now, but so yeah, we were gonna come up here, take placement tests at the community college that's up here, because she wanted to come up here because it's easier and less hectic. So we were gonna do that, and then going right up to where I was last week, where I had 2 really early shifts, and I would come home, I'd sleep from like maybe 6, and then I'd set an alarm, and I'd still be up for hours at night, because that's just my stupid sleep schedule. So it really gave me a chance to think, and I was really, really deeply thinking about this, and I've said I wanted to do this reselling thing full time, because going back to the ambition thing, I have such a passion for this, and also, looking through the vet program, it ran from February to October, which means I wouldn't have gone to the beach this upcoming summer, and that had nothing to do with, me wanting to not do this vet tech thing. It's more about, for me, deciding what I want to do, because I don't want to waste my parents' money, especially if I'm getting a degree or getting certified for something that I hate. Not that I would hate working with animals, but, I have such a passion for this. And it's just one of those things that I've had on my mind for so long, and I worry about it because I'm one of those people that really thinks ahead. So I'm thinking of, car payments, insurance, and mortgage, and credit cards, and all that stuff that, adults have to pay for. I mean, I'm only 22 now, and my original goal was to, stick with Marshalls until I got my certificate. Well, I was going to get certified and then stick with it for a few years, just to enjoy my 20s, that kind of a thing. And maybe by the time I was 27, 28, I would settle and, eventually start getting my life together. Not that it's not together now, but, get into that process of becoming more and more independent. So a lot of that stuff really, really, it's always with me. And I see people who do it all the time. I mean, look at all of us on here on YouTube. You got Texas Scout Treasures, Hustler Hacks, Thrifty Treasures, Valet Picker, Thrift School, College Picker, Bonafide Hustler, Rake and Profit. All of them do this full time. So it really shows that if you want to do this, you can do it. You just need to prioritize, and you need to know what you're doing in order to make this happen. So I'm always thinking about that, and it's never anything that's far from my mind. I love working for Marshalls. I really, really do, because I meet some great people, and all my coworkers are awesome. Even management is awesome. But it is something that eventually I'm going to want to get away from. And another point that I want to make is being my own boss. I like the idea of that, and having my own company, basically. Because, things in life happen, and I won't have to call off work, or I have to, say, oh, I can't come in today, and completely mess something else up at another location. Whereas, I can have my own business, and when stuff happens, all I have to worry about is, taking a couple days to not go sourcing, or take a couple days not to be listing stuff, and I still have an income coming in as long as I'm managing it properly. And then, I'm going to be there for things. Like, I'm worried about if I go to work for somebody else, it's not going to happen that way. I'm going to have to request off. I'm going to have to urgently, you know, get stuff done quickly. Kind of like when my grandmother passed. Like, we knew it was going to happen, but I knew we had to get out of town for funeral services. So I had to, tell my managers at Home Goods at the time, I had to tell them, look, I can't do these hours. I have to go up and do funeral services, or I have to attend funeral services and everything. So, I mean, they understood. It's not like it was like, oh my God, someone passed away and you have all these hours. It was not like that at all. It was more of, there's more of a burden on someone else to find somebody to cover those hours because of my absence. Now, I'm not saying that they were mad about it, and they really weren't. They were more, they understood, basically. I'm not going to get into the whole spiel about that, but you get what I'm trying to say here. At least I hope you do. So I had to, I've really been thinking about it, and, I eventually want to get my own place. Eventually I want to start dating, which I haven't even started yet, especially moving to a new place here. So, yeah, I mean, that's everything that's really been on my mind. 9 minutes into it, I do apologize, but that's everything that's been on my mind for the last, it's been for a while. So I even said to my parents that, it's not a matter of me you know, not wanting to go see family for the year. It's a matter of doing what I want to do to make sure that I'm happy and I'm successful in life. And that's what all of us need. And that's not just for reselling. That's if you want to become a doctor, if you want to become a nurse, if you want to become a vet technician, if you want to become a veterinarian or that forensic scientist or a reseller. I gotta have some kind of passion or drive, and I love vintage stuff, as you guys have seen in so many of my videos. I love it, love it, love it, and if I can make a business selling it and collecting it, I'm gonna do that in a heartbeat. And I think it would be fun to do. So yeah, 10 minutes in. Let's jump right in here. Because I have a couple things that are not really vintage, but they're fun anyway. So I was perusing one of the Goodwills, and I came across this 2001 eBay auction game. So any of you resellers want to join me playing this? Well, we play it for real, but this is just a fun game. Paid $2 for it. It's brand new. I even checked it. Everything is factory sealed. The box does have water damage to it, but it's still pretty cool. I mean, I might just display this. $2. I did look it up just to see how much it goes for. On eBay, it's like maybe $8-9. Amazon, if I really wanted to sell it, I'd send it in for probably $25. Even after fees, I'd net maybe 15, 16. But hey, I thought it was a really cool display piece. So I have a lot to share with you all today. I know I had a 10-minute rant there, but hey, what can you do? So the next item, or items I should say, is actually a set of dishes. I thought they were really, really cool when I found them. So I think this is actually, well, first let me show you who it's by. This is made by Pottery Barn. I know their stuff can be very, very expensive depending on what it is. So this is a set of, I think this is a millennial set. Because there are, well, first there are 12 dishes, and they were packaged weirdly. 3 plates were $2.99, 5 plates were $4.99, and then 4 plates were $3.99. So that was really, really strange to me. But I almost only bought a couple of them, and I said to myself, no, this has to be a set of something. So I decided to pop on it. So I initially paid $1 a piece for all these dishes. And like I said, it's more about the subject matter that's vintage in terms of the item itself. So they're from the line Millennium. So this must have been like right around the new year 2000. So I guess I'll show you each one of them, and then maybe I'll give you a little fun fact about it. So this one is from the 1910s. So it says, tea on the lawn, temperance forever. Down with demon rum, sarsaparilla, chorus girl, stage door Romeo, the Titanic sinks. Tennis, anyone? Votes for women. Well, votes for women didn't happen until 1920. Well, you guys were, whatever, you know. Women didn't get to vote till 1920. That's really cool. My great-grandmother was born in the teens. My dad's grandmother was born in the teens. My dad's paternal grandparents were born in the 1900s. Early 1900s. So that was really, really cool. Here we go. This one's a cool one. I got a really cool fact for you all about this one. This one's for the 20s. Bathtub gin, raccoon goats, drugstore cowboy, rumble seats, bootleg, flappers, hip flasks, cotton club, movie stars. So my great aunt's grandmother, so that makes, I think it makes my second or third great grandmother, back during Prohibition, she used to make bathtub gin. My second great grandmother was a bootlegger. She made bathtub gin. How badass is that? So the 1930s, that's when a lot of my great aunts and uncles were born. So Swing It Daddy, radio, 5-cent coffee, polite society, a hobo, don't open that closet, McGee, the working man, the crooner. So that's cool. The 1940s, we were entering into World War II, even though World War II officially started in 1939. So the 40s, what could I tell you all about the 40s? So we got jitterbugs, bobby socks, swing shift, bebop spoken here, brass hat, morale booster, bird lives, ex-marine civvies. What could I say about the 40s? What can I say about the 40s? Oh, my great uncle was born in the 40s. One of them was. Of course, my favorite one of this set, the 1950s. Beatniks, Likes Ike, Cocktails at 6:30, Poodle Skirts, Two-Tone Jackets, Rock and Roll, Howdy Doody, Kids Time, Beat Poet, Suburbia, Beatniks. The 50s, my grandparents were married in 1958, April of 58. The Swingin' 60s. That's what that one looks like. Make Love, Not War. Like Wow. Groovy. Playmate. Light My Fire. Beatlemania. Burn, baby, burn. Nifty. Backyard Barbecue. Alright, we got the Disco 70s. What is hip? Far Out. Loud Plaids. Get Down. Disco. Miniskirts. Afro. Bell Bottoms. Peace, brother. Go-Go Boots. Silent Majority. We got the 80s. Oh, for the 70s, my grandparents moved to Maryland in 1973. And for the 60s, that's when my uncle and my dad were born. My uncle was 1960, my dad was 1967. So in the 80s, we have What's Hot, Labels, Greed is Good, Trophy Wife, Dressed for Success, Designer Jeans, Conspicuous Consumption, Punk, Ladies Who Lunch, SWM. So, a little fun fact about that, my grandfather actually passed away in the 80s, so it was 1984. The 90s. Tattoos, Career Woman, Daddy Track, Hard Body, Lounge, Cell Phone, Casual Friday, Martinis, Slacker. Cool. So my brother and I are from the 90s. Born in 95 and my brother was 99. That's this one. Alright, so here we'll go for 2000. So 2000. Smoke Free, Living Large, Girl, Hip Hop, Wired, Underwired, Email Me, Y2K, 109876543321, Champagne, anyone? So there's that one. So, yep, we all lived through the next century. We are now in our next century. And these ones are just about the future. Turn of the century. So those were really cool. I did look that set up on eBay, and I think it goes for about $70. I personally don't want to sell it. I think it's really, really cool. So I'm going to hold on to this for a while. And like I said, I've got a ton of stuff to share with you all. So this is probably going to be like a 40-minute video. If it is, I'm sorry. And if you've stuck with me long, I greatly appreciate it. Alright. What do I want to share next? Alright, now we can get into some vintagey stuff. Let me just shuffle some stuff around here, guys. I'm sorry. I've got a lot to show. And I just need to make sure I have it all. I just want to make sure I don't bump the camera either. Okay. So, let's get into what I found in the last couple weeks. I haven't done videos in a while because I had so many weekends off, and I'm loving it because I can go out. Okay, so I guess the first of the vintage stuff that I want to share with you are these 1979 Ducks on Parade kits. Brand new, never opened. I paid $1 for both of them. I'm not even sure how much these are worth because I didn't see any of them on eBay. So what I think I'll do, especially for Easter time, I might put these up for $20, $20, $25 and see if they'll sell. Alright, this was actually really cool. I was surprised it was in a bin of new stuff. It's a 1970 game. It's called... Flip this around here, because I think they put it in wrong. It's a game board for the 1970 game Drive Ya Nuts. Here's what the back looks like. How cool is that? Paid 50 cents for it. If I had the nuts themselves, I could sell this thing for like $20, $25. But since I don't have it, I'm sure I'll come up, or they'll pop up eventually. I'm going to hold on to that. I thought that was a really, really cool piece. Alright. This, I'm not even sure is old, but I thought it was super, super cool. It's a serving platter. And what's cool about it, it even has the original spoons to it. I paid 75 cents for it. There are no markings or anything like that on it. My dad seems to think this came from a Chinese restaurant. The wood on it kind of gave me a feeling that maybe it's not. I assume it's maybe the 60s. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. It looks vintagey, so why not? And you can throw condiments in here if you're throwing a party. Put condiments in here, salsa, or whatever you want to do. That's a really, really cool piece, and I was not leaving that behind for 75 cents. And I got some stuff wrapped up in here. Oh, this was cool. I got this at a co-op. You'd be happy, too, if you could eat what bugs you. I think we can all feel that way. I'll take it out of here. And this originally is from a department store called Montgomery Ward. I'm sure all of you have heard of that. I'm sure there was a Montgomery Ward up here at one point. I would date this to maybe the 70s. I think it's really, really cool. And it was only $2.50, so I couldn't beat that. Alright, I think I paid... Alright, if you round this up, it's about $4.50. This is a really, really cool 1960s Walt Disney World pinball game in the original card. It's for 101 Dalmatians. I like the Glenn Close movie the best. That's just my opinion. And by the way, if you ever find a 101 Dalmatians DVD, pick it up, especially if it has Glenn Close in it, because it's worth some money, especially now. So I thought that was really cool for $4.50. That's a cool display item. This I got at the thrift store. This is a, what did they call this thing? I'm gonna have to take it out of the packaging. I thought that was super, super cool. It's definitely from the 60s. This is called a famous glamour veil hat. Goes on top of your, what, bubble cut hair. It doesn't look like it was ever used. It's in the box. A. Rothkopf in Ellensville, New York. I don't know where exactly that is. If you do know, let me know in the comments below. So this was a whopping 50 cents. I might throw this up on eBay for maybe $15, $20. See if it'll sell for that, and I usually take best offers, so couldn't beat that. Alright, at the antique store, these have been sitting there for a long time, and I finally decided to pop on them for... They were $3.95, and I think 15% off, 10-15% off. I can't remember exactly, but they were about $3 still. These are true story magazines from the 40s. One of them, I think, is a true romance. Yeah, this is a true romance. I looked through. I'm really glad that I bought these. These have some awesome ads in them. I'm telling you, they have awesome, awesome ads. I forgot about some of this stuff, guys, so I apologize. I bought so much. So for $1.50, I picked up this Anarco planter. I guess this was something that was brought to a baby shower. I would date it to maybe the 60s, 50s or 60s. It has the foil label on it, Anarco Japan, and it also says made in Japan, stamped into the ceramic. No cracks or chips on it. It's in pretty darn good shape. This might be about $15 on eBay. Again, I know there are some people who collect these and who don't have this one, so there's always someone out there who's looking to collect these. So I picked that up for $1.50. This I don't think I'm actually going to list because it might not be worth my time, but I'll have to check it out. I thought this was really, really interesting. It's a painted jug, and I found out later that it is actually a liquor bottle. And what intrigued me was the tag that was on it. Let's see if it'll focus for you all. I guess it's not going to focus. So there's a guy in here, and it's probably a $10 jug. I paid $1.50. So, I mean, maybe I'll throw it in the auction box. I'll look at the comps again. My dad says they're probably only going for about $10, but I'll look again. All right, this is something that's really, really cool because I've never, ever seen this before. I find St. Patrick's Day stuff really, really hard to find, especially vintage stuff. So I saw this tie for 50 cents. It has the original Aaron Go Bragg, or however you pronounce that. So it got the original tag on it. And it even has the original department store tag on it somewhere. Ah, right here. It's from Green's in Middletown, New York. For $1, so they only charged me 50 cents for that. I'm going to keep that for myself even though I don't wear ties, but I thought it was a really, really cool piece. What could this be? It's kind of like Christmas, I forgot what I bought. Oh, yes. I don't know if these are anthropomorphic or not, but I thought they were really, really cute, and it was $1 for the pair. These might do well on eBay, but I throw them up for maybe, sorry guys, runny nose, $10 for the set. I just thought they were really, really cute. Okay, now I found some vintage Easter stuff, and usually when I see the vintage Easter stuff, if I like it, I snatch it real quick. This was 75 cents. I think it's a little planter, blue planter with a duck on there and 2 bunnies. And you can definitely tell it's old from the bottom. So 75 cents, no cracks or chips. I decided to snatch that. Okay. This is interesting. I've never seen this before. This is a, I would say, 60s tulip candle music box. This part is plastic. The flower itself is ceramic. It is chipped or cracked right, I don't know how well you all will be able to see it, but where my finger is, there's a whole crack right here. So that was 75 cents, and it's made by Hallmark. This I might sell for $15, or I'll put it up for 15 bucks and see if anybody bites. I will mention the cracks right there, but if you turn it a certain way, you won't be able to tell that it's cracked. Oh, this is really, really cool. This is a handmade piece, and it's made by someone by the name of... I can't make out the name, but it was made in 1973. Another planter. I don't typically pick up the handmade pieces, but this one was just so well done, I had to buy it for 75 cents. So I really, really liked that. Oh yes, for 50 cents, I got myself another little Valentine. This one just has a Jack-in-the-Box on it. And it says, "I'd jump at the chance to be your Valentine. Be mine." So I said, hey, why not for 50 cents? This was a completely good find. I wasn't expecting this to be as cheap as it was. It's another one of those pinup ashtrays. As you can see, there is some damage from the cigarettes. I don't know how well if this is going to focus or not. But it's a pinup girl, and she's on the beach, and it says Slipknot, and a dog is pulling her bikini off, which is lovely. And it says $2.95, but I think I got that 10% off, so I paid a whopping $2 for that. Let's see, $2.66. The last one I bought, I paid like $7 for, but this one's got some damage, but I don't mind it because the images are still, you can still see it, so that was a really good deal. Alright, this is also from the Thrift. I did pay $1.50 for it. It had some of these like handmade wooden blocks on them. So I said, nah, I don't want those, so I redonated it. I just like the kitschy box that that they were in. This is for a bunch of cards that you would buy back in the day at the drugstore or at any place you'd go to. I just thought that was really, really cute and kitschy. Also from the antique store, I thought this was, or I guess it's called an indoor flea market. I thought this was super cool. This is a guest towels holder, and it even still has some of the towels in it. See if it'll focus so you guys can see it. My friends are many, my towels are few, so I hope the paper one will do. It even has the original box and has the original metal holder. This was, I guess if you round it up, $4.50. I love that. So that's going to be a cool display piece. Okay, I think that's everything over here. I think I have another box of stuff somewhere. I can't remember what I did with it, but I'll find it eventually. Alright, so let me get to the stuff that I bought this past weekend. Well, not this past weekend, it's a cumulative. So on eBay, I've been really getting into the pinup again. I really, really like it. So I'll show you the arcade cards here. So I paid about $2.50 to about $4.88, and I'll show you what I mean. So we got this one here. She's wearing fur. I thought that was kind of cool. This one kind of looks like Barbara Eden a little bit, the way that she is dressed and her hairstyle and her face. Now this one you guys have already seen. This is Tempest Storm. Now, I did have that one already, but as you can see, there is some water damage to it, but it kind of brings it out. I am going to offer this one up for sale. If any of you guys are interested in it, I'm asking $5 just because it is somebody we all know, Tempest Storm, who did Teaserama with Betty Page in 1955. So if you are interested in this, let me know and I can DM you my PayPal link. Oh, this one I paid $2.99 for just because I wanted to replace it with this one with the cleaner version. This one would have been a good post for Valentine's Day on Instagram, I think. And you have this one. This one kind of reminds me of Donna Reed a little bit. Maybe it's just the face. Now this one's my absolute favorite. This is one is called Mutoscope. This is called Anchors Away. And I paid $4.88 for this one. And this one was actually the cheapest one that was on eBay. So I said, hey, why not? I'll take that. That's just really, really cool. And I'm into the whole nautical theme right now, as you can see. My wall up here is beachy. So those were cool. Also on eBay, I managed to get a couple of biographies. This one is called Marilyn Monroe, the Mortal Goddess. This is actually the biography that A&E featured back in 2002. This was done, I think, in the 90s, 1996, and then A&E, I think, bought the rights or the permission to use it as theirs. So that's that one. And I also got Doris Day, It's Magic. Again, this is the A&E biography. I paid $5 for this one. So I really am happy that I got these in good quality, because on YouTube, they can be pretty bad. For 25 cents, I don't know how old this zipper is because it does have a barcode on the front. This is just a jean zipper, and this is going to be sent up to Pudgy Picker's sister Kim. I got a couple other things that I want to share with you that I found for her, so that was a quarter. At one of the places that I went to, I found this 80s charm. It is a, I guess, table tennis racket. Originally she told me to take it, and I know that this place goes to a good cause, so I said just charge me a quarter and I'll just pay the $1. So that's what I did. Now, have any of you guys ever watched the Loretta Young show? I think it was an early 50s TV show. I paid $3 for the first and second season. Brand new, never been used. So if that's a good show, let me know in the comments below. I'm interested to hear y'all's opinion about it. Oh yes, here's some of the stuff that I got this past weekend. So let me guys show you this, or show you guys the sewing stuff first. Alright, so I got a couple more zippers. I always like to look in the sewing stuff because I can always find these for Kim and Pudgy Picker. So I got 2 more zippers for 25 cents a piece. I got some of this, it looked, I didn't really open it, I just kind of grabbed it. It looks like a bunch of stretchable fabric, maybe for lining. I see there's like some lace on here. So I grabbed that for a whole $1, and there's I think maybe 10 pieces in here, so 10 cents a piece. So I grabbed Kim that. I might open it up just to see what's in there. And I found this package of new elastic band for a quarter. So I'm sure she'll be able to use that for something. I didn't see any of these on eBay. I'm not sure how old it is. It's a Voyager patch. It was 50 cents. I decided to take a chance with it because I bought something else that I'm going to make my money back with. So I'm not exactly sure what the story is behind this, but this is for a Chevrolet certified technician. I'm guessing this is like 1960s, 1970s. It's a stainless steel set here with a machete. You got a cake server. I don't know what that's for. And like a scraper for your cake, maybe. Paid $3 for this set. I'm thinking $25 to $30 on eBay. I saw one on there, but I don't know exactly. So yeah, that's the story with that. Alright, and this past weekend for $5, I got this really, really cool vintage princess. And of course, they fall right out of the packaging because they've been in there for so long. Princess Gardener's, I guess it's kind of like a, of course, purse set. This one has like a key fob. And then this is just a coin purse, I think. Yeah, coin purse. Kind of shabby chic-ish. Doesn't look like it was ever used. Yeah, this looks like it was never ever used. It even has the original card in there, see? And I think this is the price. Oh, it's just an inspection card. So this was never ever used. It was $5, maybe $30 is what I'll ask for it. It's definitely very, very cool. Yeah, this thing has never been used. This is new old stock. I'm excited to sell this. And it's in the original box, so that'll increase the value, I think. Okay, sorry guys, I gotta disappear for a second. I think the last of the items that I found this weekend are, oh no, they're behind me. Never mind. So I think Thrifting 101 is gonna have to give me some help here because I can't remember exactly what the pattern is for this. But I got a set of the ceramic, I think this is the San Franciscan pattern, if it says on the back here. It's Duraglass, Temporama. The pattern is hermetically sealed under glaze. So it does say $1 on here, but I bought, actually I think I gave back 10 pieces, or no, 6 pieces because they had damage to it, like there was crazing and stuff like that underneath. So I paid $6 for all of this. So I got this platter here. I got a couple plates. I'm fishing around in the box, guys. Sorry. Just so I can show you the set here. Ooh. And then a couple of these, which are like, what, soup bowls or something? I was kind of excited to find those because I'd seen these at an antique store a while back and I thought they were cool, but I wasn't about to pay the price that those people were asking. So when I saw this set at the thrift, I said, I'll pop on that. So yeah, after my long chat with you all and this haul video, we are at almost 40 minutes. If you've stuck with me this long, I greatly appreciate that. So that's everything that I wanted to share with you all today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you'd like to know when a new video is released, go ahead and click the bell that is right next to the subscribe button. If you're interested in that pinup art card, let me know in the comments below. If you want to directly message me on Instagram, the link for that is also down below. Vintage Vinny or VinnyMac1995 is who you need to look for. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all soon.